All right, so the warm-up for today is actually going to be with bands here. There's about 4 or 5 different things we're gonna be doing. First one, just straight band pull apart, and really just trying to take it slow with this one. Opening up my thumb, kind of turning my shoulder a little bit into that external rotation here. Just trying to really almost think about squeezing a pencil between my shoulder blades here as I come back and just pulling that apart. Nice and simple, keeping your shoulders down, not trying to shrug them. And then the next one is going to be over-unders around the world, whatever you want to call them. So I'm here, again, turn my thumb out just a wee bit, get some tension here on this band, keep the tension, go above the head, all the way back, and then come back through, just like that. And I'll do about 10 of each here. And if 10 is too much, I'll do a little bit less, or, you know, hold the band out a little bit longer, so that way there's not as much tension. But if 10 is, you don't feel anything at all, grab a little bit more towards the center. After those are done here, what I'll do is I'll take my arms here, grab it behind, and then I'll go into internal rotation first, palms up, and really try to reach for that shoulder extension here. I'll do 10 times here while I'm pulling the band apart. And I'm just doing a kind of short, maybe like 5 reps here just to kind of show the demonstration for the camera. And then I'll flip, palms down. This one will be a lot harder because now you're in external rotation of your shoulder, still pulling that band apart, and then driving as much as you can up. And this one has been such a savior for me. Like both of these moves with the palms up and palms down, because we get into so many positions when we do upper body stuff or shoulder day when we're so in front of our body. Like even with a shoulder press here, I'm getting into like that shoulder flexion to where I'm here and like that. So we get all this motion created in front of us. Even with our everyday lives, we drive, we text. So a lot of times our shoulders never get in that position behind us, and therefore our rotator cuff can get weak and things of that nature. So that has been a savior for me for sure. I mean, it's not like I've had terrible shoulder issues in the past, but nagging enough to be like, hey, I should probably work on this. Next one is just stabilization for what I'm about to do. Just gonna do a W raise, so keep my shoulders down, elbows bent slightly, get some tension on that band, turn my thumbs out a little bit, and then keep my elbows in a straight, well, not a straight position, but don't move the elbows, just moving from the shoulder like that. So creating a W, just moving up and down there. But then we are ready to jump into our shoulder press. And after I did that and got into my sets, feels so good for sure. All right, so story time here before we get into this first lift. Actually, I'm a little bit into it already, but a couple of guys came out over here doing some like barbell curls, passing it back and forth. And I was like, yo, I love the barbell pass, that's awesome. And they go, hey, you wanna hop in? And I'm like, yeah, why not? So we sat there in a triangle behind me, and we just started passing the barbell back and forth, 8 close and then 8 wide, back and forth, 4 sets of it. So my biceps are on fire right now. But I didn't record that part because I wanted to be respectful to them and everything. You know, I didn't want to ask like, hey, do you mind if there's a camera here or anything? So, but yeah, that was really cool. That was awesome. But anyway, doing some banded warm-ups really helped this lift. I'm about 3-ish sets in here, and granted that the intensity is not like there on my barbell lifts, at least not yet, because again, barbell lifts were always tough for me, and they something that I want to work into slowly. So I'm just kind of exchanging that intensity for a little more volume, because I can be here for a little longer today, so I'm just doing a couple extra sets. But as far as the mic goes, I am trying my hardest not to click the mic as I come down, but we'll see how this goes. Because I can't put it on the side of my neck because it like bumps into my neck and it makes like a very distorted sound that you don't want to hear. But we'll try it just here at the bottom of my shirt. It might click a little bit, hopefully not. But anyway, yeah, when I go to set up my barbell press, what I like to do is get my thumbs here. I like reach my thumbs out, and then that's where I like right at the edge of the knurling. So I wrap my hand around from there, and I really dig in with my index finger and my thumb, and I don't curl my wrist, I almost curl my elbow underneath. And then as I get underneath, I'm here, I unrack it, get a nice strong stance, and then punch the ceiling. A lot of times we have a tendency to fight that with the wrists here. The wrist will come back. You wanna keep the wrist straight if you can. and then drive through, punch the ceiling. I like to almost think about getting my bicep by my ear and that bar just a little bit behind my head, just as like my head reaches through here. So keeping it really close to me, not letting that bar get away. I have to keep it actually a little farther away because the mic's right there. But otherwise, this is feeling really good today. So I think that's 8. All right, cool. Yeah, so we were talking over there when we were doing the barbell pass. I guess the guys went to Wilkes, studying sports management, and the other guy was studying pharmacy. But that was like a really wholesome moment. That was pretty cool. But yeah, the gym's such a great place to be. There's always such a great community that you can build, and I really have appreciated that over the years about gyms that I've went to. So what else do I have to say? I think that's about it. I'm gonna wrap up with maybe 2 more sets of this. Like, this is feeling really good, so might be doing a lot of sets of this today, and that's okay. I'd rather do a little more volume, take my time a little bit more today. And you know, there's always that debate of like volume versus intensity. Try both. I've tried both. I feel like each one serves its purpose for sure. But, all right. We'll take a little breather and I'll hit this again. All right, bent over rows, because why not? I thought, like what row could I do after this? And I'm like, seated cable row? No. Like 1 arm high cable row, maybe. And I'm like, pull-ups, maybe. But I'm like, I love this move too much, and I see too much progress on this to, I guess, skip it, so to say. But this is definitely one of those moves that like I'll do multiple times a week just because I love it so much. It feels great, and I always see progress on it, for sure. A couple sets in already, so I might be a little sloppy as I come into this 4th-ish set here. But a longer rest today, a little more sets, and we're gonna ride to 80 for a pretty moderately easy 8, and then we'll go do some, maybe we'll break into a little more isolation stuff and do a little more into failure, fewer sets kind of thing after this. Yeah.
Just help people out because no one's been using it, so I'm like, I'm just gonna unrack the weight because I know no one's on there.
Right. What are you doing next?
Leg raises, standing calf leg raises.
All right, man. Have a good time. Thank you. All right, tricep push down time. Okay, this stack is so humbling because it's, like I said in my other videos, this is a 1-to-1 ratio kind of stack. So like the weight you see on there is the weight you're gonna get. And it's much different than like any of the other cable stacks here because you don't have as much pulley. So like the other cable stacks, like the functional weight down at the other end, you can load that up and you can start pressing like to the bottom. But that might be like a 4-to-1 stack. This one humbles me because you look at the weight and you're like, oh shit, that's not much. But then again, it's like, yeah, it is. If you think about it, it's kind of like the same thing you do on a larger stack, just the number visually looks different. But I have no idea where all the straight bars went here. There was the aluminum, like thinner, not thinner, but like lighter straight bars here. And I can't find them. There was like 4 of them when I started. Now I have trouble usually finding one. So the next best thing is this kind of sort of not really straight bar. And I kind of grab the ends here and it's not quite long enough, but it's just long enough. But it works, it gets the job done. And I was like, you know, thinking about what am I gonna do next. Some kind of arm superset for sure. And I'm like, you know, don't overthink it. Don't overthink it. Do what works, do what feels good, and do what you've seen progress on it. To me, my one pick would be tricep pushdowns. Specifically how I do them, I step back away from them quite a bit and hinge with them because it just feels good for me. That's where I get the best tricep engagement. So I'm gonna do that. I'm climbing to a very difficult 10 until I cannot reach 10 anymore. And then once I cannot reach 10, no matter what, I will drop the stack and I'll just run the whole stack down. So that was set number 1. And we'll go into set number 2. And then that last set will be our super drop set. Fun stuff. Okay, that was tough. Ooh, that's in the bag of tricks that I like to pull out once in a while. The whole run the stack just gets your top set. And if that, let's say for example there, if I couldn't hit 10, that top weight, which was like, I don't know, 5 clicks or whatever it was. Oh my God. Okay, can't even move my arm right now. So, got 6. I was like, oh shit, I'm not hitting 10. So I flipped the camera back on real quick and I hit 4, 5-ish more, and then just drop it and drop it and drop it and just completely forget about counting until you can't get the bar down anymore. That's when you know to drop it again and again and again until there's nothing left on the stack. I'm going to make this short and sweet because they are starting a class right now. And I mean, I'm not near the class really, but like music's gonna hit and I don't think you'll be able to hear me anymore. So what I want to do on this is, oh, I love being here. What I wanna do, I usually put my feet at the bottom here, get a little more leverage that way. And then I'll do that same thing I did on the triceps, 10 until I cannot do it anymore. And then we will drop, 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 drop some more. All right, I'm gonna stop talking now.
Okay, knees right, left, right, and left. Okay, this is my cardio right where they are. Not like that this, okay? Nice to go. I gave 25, one to that. I'll probably give it 25. That's it, okay? Just right. Sorry, in your ass. Remember, it's going for weight. Okay? Tippy toes, press, and pop. Bring it on the chest, bend our elbows, just let us press on it, and try to stay on the tippy toes. If you open your legs, it's a little bit uncomfortable. Open your legs, it's a little bit hard. So it's really up to you. It's a lot more technical. I would recommend you to go far hard, legs closed, until the other 20 seconds. Open it. Open the hard, okay? So if we start here, we're not just doing all 3 with your legs closed. Right? Start hard, go into slow. Remember, you got 3 rounds, 20 seconds. Everybody look this one. Overhead. This one's 5. Right? If you use the 5, try for 8 today. We need 5, 8, 10, and 15. So try to go hard today. Don't say what the usual. Okay? This is your shoulder. Back, forth. Switch. Walk with 2 people. Kettlebell swing ready. That means we're swinging hard. No 5 pounds. Sorry, we don't have 5 pounds, 10 pounds here. We're going hard. Okay? 25. Swing. Back down. Swing. Make sure you